Welcome back to Current Blimey TV with me, your host, Baz Cox. Today I'm joined by my co-host, Frankie Goodman, and I'm pleased to welcome to the show for the first time, social media star and big-time West Ham fan and funny man, Steve-O the Madman. How are you, mate?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. You good?
I'm very good.
Good, Frank?
Yeah, good, mate. Really good.
Wicked. Don't call me social media star. Let's call me West Ham fan, please.
Okay. What about
Can we swear on this?
What about, yeah, do what you like.
Sweet, all right.
What about the funny man?
It's tough to be funny in this day and age, mate. All the snowflakes and the PC people. It's tough, bro. Especially me. I was always trying to the edge. You know what I mean? So it's tough right now. But I do my presenting. I do everything. Anyway, it wasn't just that. I was just being me, filming myself. So I was never trying to be a comedian or tell jokes. So
I was watching a video the other day, and someone turned around and said you before you was funny, you was a music producer, which I never knew. Well,
I was funny when I was doing music as well, Frank. I think they laughed at the beats, yeah. But I used to do grime. So I produced for like Skepta, Frisco, Big Nasty, 3 of his albums, Jay, everyone, like all them guys. But at the time, there was no money in it. I wish I was doing it now. There'd be a bit of in grime. Yeah, there's money. There's money in anything now if you do it right and use the right platforms. But back when I was doing it, I had music on Channel 4. Done it for adverts, had a publishing deal, and fuck all, bruv. You know what I mean? So and then the fun was out. And when you're chasing people for money and that, there's no fun. So I just lost the love for it, and that's when I jumped into the van after that, bruv. Started earning honest living.
They were good plays. I used to enjoy the Snapchat stories from you in the van.
Listen, when I was buying and selling the cars, the motors, bruv, I had some of the funniest days of my life. And as I say, that's how this all started, me filming my days at work. Whoever I had as a driver's mate that's having banter, you know what I mean? So, and it humbled me, bro. Humbled me massive, because obviously from school, all I wanted to do was be a footballer, and then after that, musician. So it was always, I'm trying to be something. And when I got in the van and was earning nice money, cash in hand, you know, fuck the tax, man. I pay taxes now, though. I'll be honest with you. I pay a lot of taxes now. But back then it was cash in hand, so you're getting your cash every week. In fact, most days, because I'm taking cars straight to the scrapyard, bro. You know what I mean? So, like, it was like, rah, this is sick, and I've worked for this. You know what I mean? Like, weren't just running at the house. You got 10s, Kevin. You know what I mean? It's proper work. So, I loved it, mate. But like, obviously, no one loves getting up at 5, getting back at fucking 12, because that's what it was. I was doing 16-hour days, like hardcore in the rain, up north, down, under cars, in shit, in thing, getting called black cunt at the scrapyard, having scraps at the scrapyard. It was sick though. I loved it. And then now, when I'm doing this and I have a bad day, I think, rah, like, it doesn't compete with a bad day in the van, because a bad day in the van, mate, fucking cars are falling off the back. I'm getting nicked fucking bare times. I got arrested for driving with A-frame, which is illegal. I didn't have a taco, so I meant to have a taco in my van and do the minutes. I didn't do none of that. I was bush, mate. Well, I wouldn't have lasted long. I would have probably ended up in prison doing that job anyway.
Can't you get another van and just have like one more week of doing it again, so we can see?
No. So the boys, I've got the boys. The boys have got a van now, so they're out getting some bits and that. Because still money to be made. There's money to be made in it. You know what I mean? So yeah, the boys go out in the van now and get a few bits and that.
What we need to do is get some of the West Ham players at the moment out in that van, mate, because they need to be humbled and they need to learn how to earn an honest living, because what we saw at the weekend was there was no fight there, or there was no grounding whatsoever. So, that's
mate, and it's so disappointing, because you have the break and you think, all right, we're going to get back. You watched a bit of training. I know you can't, well, you can tell in training. They looked quite sharp and whatnot. See a few of the youngsters training as well. So you're thinking, yeah, when we get back, we're going to be on it. And the most disappointing thing was, we wasn't sharp or on it. Like, I don't mind the quality. I really don't mind the quality in it sometimes. It happens in football. But well, look when Traore come on, bruv. And he's standing on the ball, tapping it. Like, we made him look like he should be the player that everyone's saying about Barcelona, this, that, and the other, because he's not that. He's quick, he's strong, but we made him look like the player that everyone's been talking about, and he's not that. You know what I mean? He's decent, but he's not that.
You played at a good level, mate, and did you really think they were ready? I thought we looked really tired early into that game, personally.
Nah, but listen, bruv. From the minute go, we wasn't sharp. shutting something down, right? So what I'm saying, you've got 5 minutes in your tank, 10 minutes. We didn't even show 10 minutes of a sprint or nothing, you know what I mean? So definitely, we definitely look lethargic in that, man. But
do you think that's an influence of who the manager is as well, to not motivate him enough?
Well, listen, bro, we know that this sort of team, this level of player, Moyes has motivated. I don't feel really good with the top players, to be honest with you. But this level of player, we've seen him motivate. Now, I know football's changed. The world's changed since then. Mourinho showed that you got to move, you know what I mean? And whether Moyes has or not, I don't know. But I wouldn't have thought Moyes can't motivate. I see him have an interview at the end of, say the end of last season. It was the one of the FA Cup games. Might have been AFC Wimbledon one. Right. Was that his first game? One of his first games. It was like a Saturday night game. You done the thing before. Gillingham, right? I'd see him talking after that, and I was impressed. Like, I was impressed, and the way he spoke and the enthusiasm coming out of him. Now, I just don't know if this break has taken it out of us, because some teams it's going to inject something, and some teams it's going to take it out. And so it looked like we're the latter. You know what I mean?
Talking from what he spoke then, we hear this week him saying about there's games we're going to lose. And I understand that, but when you're in a fight, we don't want to hear that from our manager.
Nah, bro.
Plus, you know, I'm a massive Mark Noble fan. We're hearing it from our captain as well. We hope we don't lose, but we will get bad results. Now, that's what worries me with West Ham now.
You know what?
I don't think if Billy Bonds was manager and Julian Dix was your captain, or Paolo Di Canio, you'd ever hear that from a proper professional manager or his captain. Never. And that's what worries me now.
Mate, I'll be honest. Yeah, you're right. But again, it is different time. You see this? We're in a time now where men are allowed to say things like, yeah, you know, we might not win, and things like, you're not, like, they don't want you to be, especially in this country, they don't want you to be too like, yeah, we're going to win. Because then you get called arrogant, and then when you do lose, you got the whole internet laughing at you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we're also in a time, as I say, where men are encouraged to be, and I'm not going to say pussies, because I like my feeling. I'm one of the most share my feelings. I'm crying all the time on social, but we're allowed to be, what's the word? I don't know the words. Soft, emotional.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now a little bit of that's filtered into football and in this fair play and being so nice. And you hear Roy Keane say what he said the other day about when he punched the guy in the head. Everyone's like, whoa, that was standard Brian Clough days, bruv.
Yeah.
All of that, mate. When I was at Orient, I'm not going to name names, but one of the coaching staff and the player had a fight. Graham Souness used to fight the players, I've heard. And you know what I mean? So we're getting to a stage now where any little thing is like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I guess that feeling is now filtered definitely into our club, and now we're thinking it's okay to come out in a relegation battle saying that, well, we're going to lose. We can't lose. We should go in there saying we've got to win every single game. I think it was West Brom that done it one year, like at the mad end to the season and stayed up. We need that. We need that sort of, them sort of thoughts. Leicester done it as well. I think
we had that under Alan Kirbishley that year we stayed up as well.
Oh, did we do that? Yeah.
There's this huge divide at the moment, right, between, like you said, this changed. Now, when we used to go and watch football, and Baz used to say, you know, you used to go and be able to see Tony Gow, you used to be able to go and see the players in the junior room before the game, and they used to mingle with the fans and so on. Yeah. There's this massive divide now, but there's not just a divide in between how close you can get and the distance you are away from the players, which, as we know, at the Olympic Stadium, we're a mile away from the players at all times. But there's also this divide between the working class person who works blooming hard for their money, sometimes, like you said before, 7 days a week. I watched another interview you was doing with your dad used to work 7 days a week and probably only got paid 5, but it didn't matter. He was prepared to work 7 days a week. And there are people, football's expensive. Season tickets, some people, it breaks people to pay for a season ticket, right? And they have to do everything, work double jobs, whatever it is to take their kids to football. Now, you know, you're putting in all that effort, and then you go and see someone like Felipe Anderson, who's on $100,000 a week, who can't even be bothered to run on that football pitch for 90 minutes. It's becoming a harder and harder watch, I think, for some fans who think, why am I paying this hard-earned money of mine to watch someone who ain't even prepared to run? And is that a bit because there's too much money in football now? Do footballers get paid too much too early? We've obviously got Ngakia at the moment who's looking at jumping ship and demanding more money off the club before he's even really established. You know, is that a problem in the modern day game? And should we, you know, maybe cap youngsters' wages to a certain level to stop other big clubs poaching them with money and tempting them away? And then these players sort of getting ruined by having too much money too young.
Well, I watch a lot of American football, and I know a bit about basketball, and the way that they do their thing with the youngsters, and they get a rookie contract, and no matter how good they're playing or whatever, like it's very controlled, and it keeps a control, and it keeps a hunger as well. But at the same time, you see a player that's maybe like a Sancho. Imagine telling him, as good as he was playing, that, I don't know, a guy's earning 300 times more than you, or 100, you know what I mean? That wouldn't be right, because then it would come down to ability. But I hear you. So taking it back to what you said about the fans that are spending and whatnot, and seeing players not run and whatnot, unfortunately, these players are humans, and humans will let you down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. Like, so it's like, I get it, and it's difficult. And in America, which you could never do here, they swap teams. Like, if a team ain't doing well, they say, well, bin this, and they usually follow their franchise player. I know a lot of my friends follow LeBron to his teams, you know what I mean? So I nearly followed Payet, I'll be honest with you. I nearly started supporting Marseille, mate. But that's what I'm saying, we're loyal here. So it's just, when you're loyal to something and it lets you down, the pain's harder, mate. Maybe we need to start relaxing as football fans. But Frank, I hear you, man. When you spend that money, like my dad, when he comes down, he travels from up north to come and watch a game. And the last few games he's watched, we got tanked by Watford. I think that was early on in the season. It might have been last season when we was up. And then the last game, when I don't know what that one, we lost that as well. It's like, don't think he's seen us winning the new stadium, to be honest with you.
No. There's West Ham fans we used to.
I don't think I've seen us winning the new stadium either.
Yeah. I know under Slaven we had a couple of... No, we didn't. That was Upton Park with Slav, the good one, wasn't it?
The last season, we had the first season.
Yeah,
Your dad come with you and I a couple of games at the new stadium.
And we didn't win.
No, I don't think we did.
We didn't win. But yeah, man, it's man, yeah. And not only that though, there was times when the fans were being arseholes to the players, right, and to the chairman. Although they're not blameless, obviously. You know what I mean? A lot of false promises and whatnot. But I don't know. It must be hard to run West Ham. We have a lot of tradition. A lot of history in the sense of the academy, the this, the that, and people expect to see youngsters, and we've always had one superstar in our team and all of that, and for years we haven't really had that, you know what I mean? We've got Declan that's come through the academy, but we was getting them come 2s and 3s back in the day, you know what I mean? So, like, I guess the chairman are trying to make that happen again, and it's just such a big job. It's like, that's such a big job to get back to how we was. Maybe we need a new identity.
Mate, I think they've created a new identity with moving us. And that's why I don't think...
Oh, right, yeah, nah, that's terrible, yeah.
That's why I don't think we see the youth and things like that now, like for the academy. That's my belief.
Can't we move the stadium closer to the pitch? Like, have we not thought about this?
They're talking about it. The thing for me, in my opinion, I've said this a few times, I think they've tried getting West Ham as a brand to sell worldwide, which is, that's what business people do. I don't think it's worked.
That is the next step, though, for a club. That's what I'm saying. Like, I wasn't mad, Baz, when a few years back, it was like, okay, we're going to make West Ham this club, we've got the stadium. I wasn't mad at that. But they made bad decisions with signings. Fucking Pellegrini, the manager. What the fuck was that, bruv? Like, as much as he's nice geezer or whatever, I don't care. He was shit, bruv. You know what I mean? And not for a club that's trying to build moving forward. You know what I mean? Go and get a bloody Eddie Howe or someone young that you know builds. Brendan Rodgers, someone you know wants to take their time and nurture. Yeah. That's what we need at West Ham. And
no, I agree. I said that.
Did you want Slav to go?
No, I didn't. Not at all. And I think Slav had to go when he went. I didn't want him to go. I felt he was used and I felt he was made out as the scapegoat and he was left hung out to dry to cover up the problems we had with the move. So it wasn't all about moving to the London Stadium. It was about the bad results, about the bad buying, not buying players, which come back onto the manager. That's my opinion. If Slaven Bilic had the money Pellegrini had, then I think we would be in a top. Yes, he bought bad. No, he bought Toure or wanted to buy Toure and the chairman loaned him. No, but on the flip side, and I've used this before, everyone raved about Martinez in our youth. Playing. Bilic said he weren't good enough. Everyone raved about Scott Hogan at Brentford. Get him. Bilic said he ain't good enough. He left Brentford for Villa. Sits on their bench. But, so he's not all bad what he's done, you know. So for me, I personally wouldn't have got rid of Bilic. But I think that was the perfect excuse for the chairman. I think they've had their fingers burnt with Pellegrini, and that's why they went back to David Moyes and wouldn't go big. I agree with you. I think it needs a young manager, an Eddie Howe, a Brendan Rodgers. I called for Brendan Rodgers and Eddie Howe at the time with a project. You know, don't expect miracles overnight. Bring them in and say, you've got 3 years to develop this side. If it means you go down for one, you've got 2 years to get us back to this level, establish us, get us going again, take us footsteps forward. Don't leap. We can't leap. We're not that big club that have got millions to throw in. No, build it and give someone a time and a project. It ain't. We're stuck with what we've got. The manager worries me now, and it's nothing against him. But as a player, if I was a player that was looking for a future and a long-term future, I wouldn't be looking at West Ham personally.
Not at the moment.
That's my belief. And it's not against him personally. It's just him as a manager. So the state we're in now, you know, tonight we go to Tottenham. Not going to be easy. Now, with fans there, it's a different game. We went together the other year, the last year at the old White Hart Lane, got beaten the last couple of minutes. Frankie, we went together last year to their new ground when we won 1-0. It's a different game with fans. I fear tonight. Plus, you know, Tottenham have now got Harry Kane back, and no matter what you think of him, that man can score from nothing. Yeah. And him being in their side worries me. Their manager don't worry me. Their defence don't worry me. Harry Kane is the only person at Tottenham that...
Will we have Ogbonna in our team today?
There's a good chance. He's trained the last...
I'd like to have him back in there to have a bit of a chance, man. But yeah, like you said, the fans, man. Like when we play against Tottenham, I always felt confident because I knew how much the players got up for the game because we got them up for the game. Yeah. So you're right. Without having the fans there, it could be a long night for us, man, and putting us in more and more danger for this relegation battle, man. But I'm not confident in Tottenham either, though, to be honest with you. Yeah. I'm not confident in that. They didn't look much to me. They look a bit weak at the back, make a few mistakes and whatnot. So
But you just mentioned they're weak at the back. The worry again is Haller hasn't trained. So there's a high chance he won't play. So we're going to play with a makeshift forward again tonight, which will probably be Antonio, which doesn't have any impact at all with him being there.
He's definitely better coming from deeper and from wider. But I can honestly say I reckon he's going to get a couple chances against, if they play Sanchez and Dyer again at the back, he would get a few chances, mate, 100%. And it's just now whether what Mikel it is it the relaxed one? Or is it the aggressive one where he usually is all power but not a lot of quality at the end of it. But as I say, sometimes he's really relaxed and he shows that quality, man. So hopefully that Mikel turns up tonight and does us his job. But it will still be hard, man. I'll be happy with we get a draw out of this, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? And still no, like a loss is not an option really. It's not in a relegation battle. So. Yeah, it's a tough one, mate. Tough one against Spurs tonight. But I'm not confident in, as I say, Spurs for me. I don't rate them anyway.
Yeah, I think if this was under Pochettino now, I'd be sat here properly worried. I'm not really worried now, but I'm worried because of us, because I don't trust us. Yeah, it's not because I think Tottenham are brilliant. I just don't trust West Ham at the minute. Frank, what are you thinking on tonight?
I think it's a really good point Steve-O's made there, mate, that they have got vulnerabilities. And, you know, while Tottenham are a good side, and you wouldn't really want to be coming up against them when we're in the position we're in, you know, there's no reason why we shouldn't, like Dyer, like you're right, Dyer's there to be exploited, mate. I would come up with a game plan that was going to put, you know, why play with the width we've got at the moment where it's all makeshift and like 4-0s don't work on the wing. So just stick 3 in that central midfield. We've got central midfielders to
Would boys do that though, Frank?
That's the problem, mate.
Is he a sort of guy that would pinpoint a weakness and target it?
He's not, and that's exactly the problem that I think we've got. And I think we'll set up exactly how we did at the weekend. I don't think nothing will change. And that's the problem. But I think they have got weaknesses. And if we had a decent manager at the moment, I'd be a bit more confident that we can, you know, take advantage of some of that and use that to our benefit. But with Moyes, I just think it's going to be the same old story, mate.
You know, if it was me tonight's all about passion. You know, because neither side are in good form. You know, there's not been enough games to have any form. It's all about one. And for me, he has to play Noble, Rice and Wilshere as that 3 midfield tonight. Has to. All 3 of them.
Put Jack in, bro.
I mean this with respect. They're all British and they all know what it means. That game doesn't mean anything to Souček. And I'm not saying he's a bad player, but he won't understand. He won't understand the meaning of West Ham Tottenham.
Yeah.
If I've got
to play.
Huh?
This is what I used to love about Alex Ferguson. He would know, all right, that player used to play against this team or used to play for this team. You know what? I'm going to put him in today because he's going to give the extra. Or he used to play for Sunderland and now we're playing Middlesbrough. You know what I mean? All of that sort of stuff. So for me, Wilshere needs to play because he hates Tottenham.
Exactly.
Straight away. So we're talking about people not running around and not giving us even 5-10 minutes. I can tell you he's going to give you 20 minutes of magic. Magic closing down, magic passing, energy. He's going to give you that because he hates Tottenham.
Yeah. Now, there's that video, wasn't it? That famous video of him on the bus. Yeah. What do you think of Tottenham and that? You're right. And we need that character today. That's what it's all about.
I just hope, I pray to the heavens that Jack Wilshere can get fit and stay with us, be our next captain. If Dex goes, and just have a good end to his career, man, because the kid is magical. And as I say to you, the story I say all the time, I put up on my Snapchat that the hat sales are going to my house. And Jack bought 5 just to support the family, bruv. You bought a few, you know what I mean? Like, they're the people I love, mate. So I just want him to do well in life. So I want him to get back on the pitch at West Ham, starting tonight, hopefully, and have a real good performance, mate. You know what I mean? We're going to need that. And
I do echo that. He deserves that. He's a better talent than to be remembered of just being injured.
Yeah, man.
He is a much better talent, and I hope he gets a break. And whether that's with West Ham or he moves on and gets it elsewhere, I don't know. I hope it's with us.
He shouldn't move on.
But as I say, if Ogbona's back, I do want to see them 3 midfield, even if it is one up top and it's just Antonio running his nuts off. Personally, I'd rather see Rice, Noble, Wilshere in the middle, Antonio to the right, Bowen up top, Yarmolenko or Snodgrass if he's fit on the left. Just so it's natural players in natural positions, not complicating it. That's what I'd like to see us do. I worry. I don't think our manager keeps things simple.
We've got to play Bowen up top, man. Why are we playing him? I know he played as a sort of a wing attacker.
Yeah, but Steve, mate, there's a difference. You know yourself playing at a good level. There's a difference in being a right midfielder and to the right of the 3 up front. You're 100%. Not as wide. You know, you're not hogging the touchline as the right of the 3.
Yeah.
A right winger, that's your job. Hog that touchline, get runs, get crosses. That's playing him out of position every time. So you'll never see the best. We've done that with Fornals on the left. And all we do
What's his best position?
Fornals.
Yeah.
That they say the number 10, the player. You know, and I don't know. I think we've got too many luxury players at West Ham. And I put Lanzini, Fornals and Anderson all in there. None of them.
Anderson's so disappointing, mate.
And that's my point. None of them give you 100% every week.
It's ridiculous. Like flicking their legs out and pansies, bloody, like, fucking get in there, bruv. Pisses me off. It pisses me off supporting West Ham at the moment, bro. It's fucking shit.
Have you done your badges? Can you get down and put your
I was halfway through my UEFA B, but you have to act on it within like a year or whatever it was. And by the time I went back to say, yeah, let me complete it, I want to. It was like, mate, you got to do it all again.
If you were Gaffer, you would be having a bit of banter and all, like the video with your Antonio.
Yeah, my favourite manager I've had is Dean Holsworth. And the dressing room was unbelievable. And he credits that to Sam Allardyce. He had Sam at Bolton. And he said, yeah, he went like he basically modelled his whole management on him. Like even the way he played, which was just percentage, balls up to the top, set into the box. Up to top, set into the box. You're bound to score if you keep putting balls in the box. I didn't mind that because you went on the pitch knowing what you had to do, man. But that's what I prefer. And that's what I'm saying with Moyes. That's why I wasn't mad with Moyes, because I know he used to. I don't know about now. I can't really tell you what he does, but he used to have a plan. But that plan involved a Fellaini. Usually, you know what I mean? Like, last, 15? No, maybe not that long, 10 years, when Moyes has been managing, he's had that Fellaini. You know what I mean? So maybe he's lacking that, but why don't he make Haller that vocal point of the attack, if that's how he plays?
Makes you wonder why he got rid of Carroll then, doesn't it?
Why Andy Carroll play?
Because he was doing that to Antonio, and that's not. You want Antonio running onto the flicks, doing a Cahill or whatever it is. You know what I mean? So, or Yakubu, because that he used to run onto a lot of flicks as well at Everton. Like Moyes at Everton, I wasn't mad at the way they play, because for me, I'm old school, so I prefer let's get the ball forward quicker. I don't like tippy-tappy football. I'm not really into that.
Do you not think the game's changed so much now? And this is the thing, I don't blame David Moyes as a person. I just honestly believe he's now outdated in football. And I think the same with Mourinho. I think he's had his best days. When Spurs got rid of Pochettino, their fans were in uproar. The day they announced Mourinho, they all sort of forgot Pochettino, thinking they've got the next best thing. And I said then, this man's finished. At the top level, he's finished. He'd do a great job at West Ham, Mourinho. He will not get one of them top 6 sides fighting to win the league year in, year out. He'd be in the top 6, but he'd be 5th or 6th.
You know what I thought was what Mourinho had sort of lost over the years? It was his ability to, again, going back to what I said earlier, and this is very important, it was his ability to understand that the new age player is a lot weaker. And I'm not trying to rip the new generation. It's just a fact, bro. Like the way things are now, the way we're all getting brought up, it's a soft up generation. Yeah. And Mourinho, he tried to do all of that, get onto Shaw publicly and gets onto players publicly, and he found out quick that doesn't work, because they would just say, "Mate, I'm going." Before you go and play with the reserves, you go and train with the youth team, you knew, mate, I don't want that. I need to be playing. I need to get my bonuses, blah, blah, blah. Players nowadays, like you said, going back to what Frank said, they're getting paid so much, they don't give a fuck about not playing, they don't give a fuck about fines. Like, the power is with the players, bruv. And Mourinho, as I say, tried to do his thing, and he tries to act like the players with the management and the team now. And you saw, bruv, they got rid of him quicker than they got rid of Pogba.
He did,
you know what I'm saying? So, for me, like, I don't know if I heard Moyes did say about if you don't run, you don't play. Like he said that, you do not run, you don't play. Like, I mean, and we had a whole team the other day not running. Has he handled that now? Because if you're going to play the next game, now you look like you're just talking gas. You're trying to come with all this bad boy and like aggressive shit. It doesn't work, bruv. You need to do what Klopp's doing. Every game I see him run on the pitch, cuddling his fucking players, bro. Even the one he's fucking had arguments with, you know what I mean? He cuddles them and whatnot. So,
you see it with Pep Guardiola as well, didn't you? When City win, he's still at full time. If they won the game 5-0, and he's like this with his players going mad. What they
respect that, because that's called keeping the same energy. Because if they lost and they done well, he would have kept the same energy as if they do win and lose. You know what I mean? So with Moyes, I don't know how his energy is, how the players look at him. They look at him like, mate, you got sacked. You're only here because to make up the numbers, or you're only here for a couple of months. We don't know if the respect's there in that, man. But I tell you one thing, as I say, you ain't gonna get it back by all of that fucking
No.
Them days are over, mate.
Good place there to give our predictions, I think, mate. Do you think?
Yeah. I'm gonna start, and you're gonna rate me. I don't see anything out the game at all. I see a home win. Sorry, but I do.
Is it a home win? Actually, no, don't do scores there. That's home
Bez has cocked out there. Come on, give
all right. Listen,
what's the fucking score?
Right, I hope it's 1-1. I think we'll get beaten 2-1.
Well, I think it's gonna be 1-1. I believe I'm predicting that. Yeah.
I'm gonna have a bet on it. Who's gonna score? Charity bet.
Score.
First goal.
Charity? Fucking hell. I'm gonna give it to my kids.
Antonio's going to shut me up, isn't he? He's going to.
Steve-O, 1-1, anytime goal scorer.
Yeah.
Who?
And then, so we're all putting 20s in.
We'll do a charity bet.
Yeah.
And then, to be honest, I would have said 1-1 as well. So we would all have said 1-1. So that's.
So what happens with that then?
That's the clue.
We need who. We're going to go with you because you're our guest. Who is going to be our goal scorer anytime?
Our goal scorer. Well, mate, if we're playing with the one up top where it's only Antonio, I can only really see it coming from him, mate.
Right, £20 each. So 60 quid. West Ham, Tottenham, 1-1. Antonio at any time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm having a little look while we're building.
I want Fredericks back in the team as well, by the way.
Yeah, I'd like to see
what's your take on that with Ngaki? Would you bomb him completely out for that reason?
Listen, mate, if you're a young... It's not him, by the way. This is...
Agent.
Agent. Like, simple as that. So let's have that right. But still, as an 18-year-old, when I was 18, could you tell me? It's tough. It's tough, man. But I tell you what he needs to do. Play better than he did fucking the other day. You ain't got a leg to stand on if you play like that. So put some performances in, then we can start talking about bigger contracts and whatnot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, sir, young man.
So,
Spaz, how long does it take for you to write 1-1 Antonio? Like, what the fuck, bro?
I'm trying to get on bet 365.
Are you doing the actual bet?
Yeah, Antonio at any time, 1-1 is 35 to 1.
So you have that pen in your hand and we're fucking giving it all that. You
I
don't even
was
use
making sure I didn't get it wrong. £60 with returns 2,160 quid.
Oh, fuck, is that what you mean? I thought you meant, okay, all right, so I owe you to score, all right. Gotcha,
We'll all do 20 quid, right?
All right, cool. And then that win goes into charity, yeah?
You can pick the
minus
charity.
Minus our 20%, all right, I gotcha.
But I'll tell you what we'll do 50, I'm going to have 50% of it, because I want to, and I'm going to put, if it wins, to Isla's fight.
All right. Fucking hell, you're doing it for yourself, you mug. I was like, what are you doing?
As he's
bully
charity.
tactics. Yeah.
You can, me and Frankie support Isla's fight through Clarendon Army TV anyway, so you can donate, if it comes in, the other 50% to the charity of your choice, which would be...
African Leukemia Trust, ACL.
Right, okay.
ALC.
ALC. Yeah. Right, that's what we do. We will have, if it comes in, I'm going to put it on now, we'll have £1,080 for each charity.
Nice.
Good, man, nice.
So Antonio, 1-1 anytime.
You better get off of here and text him and say if he better score tonight any time. And if he does, he can come on the show with us and he can match the bet and give that to charity too.
I should get him on. You should get Colton there. Colton would do this.
Colton's been on. Colton's
been on.
Yeah, Colton's good.
I love Colton. I like his new podcast as well, by the way.
Yeah, we've been listening to that. He is good.
Yeah, man. I want him to win. You know that kid. Again, another guy. You know Colton, bro. Always got time. Like, yeah, man. I want him to win, brother. And he gets stick, bro, for being who he is. A lot of footballers get praised and they're fucking fake as fuck, bro. Literally fake as hell, bro. You know what I mean? And the ones that are out there being real might say a few things here and there, but because they're humans, they get the stick. You know what I mean? So
he is a great guy, Colton. I totally agree, mate. It has been an absolute pleasure having you on the show today.
All right,
really grateful for you coming on. I just want to, before I close, I just want to send all our love from Clarendon Army TV and our thoughts to the Lapine family, who laid to rest Dennis today. He takes his final journey. God bless you, sir. May you sleep tight now. And we'll fly your flag high at games. Steve-O, absolute legend. Thank you so much, mate.
Boys, thanks for having me, man. This is sick. And good luck with this and that, man. And the memorabilia as well.
Thank you.
Keep doing what you're doing. It's amazing to see you growing, Baz. Well, imagine Baz is growing in stature, but shrinking in size.
Shrinking in waist.
Yeah, fucking little Baz. But,
I've got to go now, and also I'm going to pick my new car up at 3 o'clock.
See that as well on the thing. Yeah. All right, it's going all right, yeah? What happens to that? Do you keep the other car as well, or is it just get rid of that?
No, the other wheels are now gone. I've now only got one car, but I've got an option to it for work still. So
look at this geezer. Look at him. Loving life.
Trying and I. You've got to try. If you don't try, you don't get.
Now, big up yourself, mate. Big up yourself, boys. Franks, we'll talk as well, all right?
Yeah, cheers, mate.